Well, good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2015, and it's time for the team training call. Ta-da! We're in our third month. Yippee! Things have been going well, and we have a special call tonight because Wally Kralik has joined us, and in case you haven't met Wally, he lives near us here in the Peterborough area. He's been with Immunotech for how many years, Wally?
19 years now.
A good long time. And the company's only 18 years old?
Well, I guess I've been 18 years and the company's 19, sorry.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, so huge amount of experience with Immunotech and even with network marketing, even pre-Immunotech. So I thought it would be just wonderful if he would join us and share some of his wisdom and experience tonight. The theme for tonight, my sense is we're all getting pretty good at being able to talk to people if we see that they have a health issue, but sometimes we're just not as fluent at talking to people about the business, and I'm going to guess that that's partly because we just don't really know how to do it very well. So I thought we would start doing a series of these calls on aspects of how to actually do our business and make it work for us. So the big thing I think that certainly out of the gate that we have to learn is how to talk to people, how to invite people. And I know I've been reading some of Eric Worre lately, and he says you got to have a list and you got to add 2 names to that list every day. And he's not saying you have to talk to 2 new people every day even. He's just saying just at least add names to the list. Says it doesn't matter if you like them, if you don't like them, if they're smart, if they're stupid, just keep adding names because it gets them on the paper and it just gets your wheels turning. And holy smokes, that's a simple thing that any of us can be doing, is just keep adding those names to a working list. And Wally, I'm wondering from your experience, what do you think the longest conversation you ever had with somebody before they started their Immunotech account was?
Longest over, it's a process.
Over months or years?
There's, there was, actually, it's funny, it's interesting, there's a girl just phoned me today that I talked to literally about a year ago. It was a Barrie meeting. I invited her to a meeting in Barrie, Ontario.
Yeah.
And she came and she enjoyed the meeting, but and then I followed up, of course, after the meeting, because that's extremely important, is to always follow up. And the main reason why people don't follow up is because they don't want to hear a no. So, and that's sad because a lot of times those people want to hear from you, but you might as well get them out of your headspace or build the bridge. Call them back if they're not interested. Let them know that you're still a nice, friendly person, and then that, hey, if you ever do decide, or if you ever come across anybody that needs either health or wealth, I'd really appreciate it if you keep me on, in the back of your mind. So if you never follow up, you're going to get a no, possibly get it. More than likely, you'll get a no, but you're still making a friend. You're still building, ongoing with that relationship, and then ask permission. Do you mind if I call you in 3 months or 6 months, whatever you think, to see how you're doing? And 99% of the time they say, sure, love for you to get back to me. In this case, the girl called me. So, I was happy and surprised at the same time, because that doesn't usually happen.
She called to start business, is that true?
Yeah. She just wanted to know the exact price and which pack to buy, and she's going to get back to me within 2 days, so which was cool. Really nice.
Congratulations.
Before, what's going to make you put those 2 people on that list? And I just listened to another article about another MLM guy, and he felt, and I think, well, I feel the same way. You got to prospect yourself first before you go prospect anybody else, and you have to have that belief system. You have to believe that you're going to be successful, and if you have some doubt, more than likely you're going to fail. So it's so important to, especially when you bring your new person on, you've got to really pound on them, so to speak, of making sure that they realize they're in the best industry in the world. So and then after they have their belief system, then you of course get their why. Why do they want to do it? There was a fella in out BC ran an ad in Betty's group, and his why he called, and I called him back, and his why was he wants to build it for his kids. And I can see more and more people are going to start building these businesses for their children. Make them aware that these businesses are inheritable or saleable, either or, because most kids, most adults today, me being one of them, I have a child that finished high school, finished university, major degree, can't get a job. Neither can his wife, also as a master's in a university degree. So these kids today are not going to ever be able to pay their debt back. So what are their options? Live in debt for the rest of your life, or start an extra business. And this is, I think, a good reason where a lot of parents are going to get involved in this industry because they want to take care of their children. I think I'm talking too much here, Linda, but
well, Wally, one thing I was thinking as you were talking, when you're thinking about people who haven't been, they are in the business, like some of the folks I know who are on the call. They've been in the business maybe for a few weeks or a few months, but still fairly new to the business. And from that standpoint, what do you think is a good strategy to really get your confidence in yourself or in your business?
Okay, I think the best thing is to go back to your sponsor and do your role playing, and do a number of the role playing, and the sponsor give that new person a hard time, and so you get past the because you're going to get objections. You're going to get, what's this all about? Why are you calling me? Or, I don't have time. Or, and if you go out and start prospecting people and you don't have those skills, you need 3 people that give you a hard time, and there's a good chance that you might quit, or you'll just go on hold for 90 days or whatever you might do. So I think for a brand new person, even somebody who's been in the business for a while, go role play with somebody so you get your confidence back. If you've lost it, and if you don't have any confidence in what to say, then get it. And the best way to get it is to role play, and role play with your warm market, how you would role play with a cold market, with a lead, with somebody you meet at Loblaws, with somebody you give a compliment to in a restaurant. Do all those role plays so you feel very comfortable going out there and prospecting. Because if you don't know what to say, you're going to wait for the ideal time, and 9 times out of 10 that's never going to happen.
Right. So it's kind of like Dan, who's been in theatrical productions, and he learns his lines, and then he can go out there.
Yeah. When you're comfortable saying those lines, it's easy to I can go talk to the Queen and present this business to her, because I've got my belief system is like 100%, and it just comes naturally. Now me talking about asking questions, because there's a skill in asking questions without sounding like you're interrogating somebody. So you've got to acquire that skill of asking questions and then listening and waiting for a lead or a word that triggers the next question, and get that person involved in their problem and their need. So you got to identify that need or want when you're talking to somebody, but you have to know how to ask the questions. And if you don't, see, unfortunately, and they're much better today, of course. Amway, being the godfather of this industry, they went at it, the business, the wrong way, because that was a long time ago, 50, 60 years ago, when people really didn't know how to present properly, and they hurt the industry. Even after so many years, because they used the tactic, try and trick the person into the business. Well, you can't do that today anymore, or you shouldn't be, and that's the way you lose your friends and family if you do that kind of prospecting. Today, the prospecting has to be done from the heart, with a servant mentality, with the idea that you want to make their life better. And how do you know how to make their life better unless you find out what their problem is?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Absolutely. Now, I really want to do a little bit of that role playing that you're talking about, but before we do, I was looking around a little bit today, and if you're watching any of this on the web, I went to Richard Brooks' website because he is somebody I'm very keen on, and I went to free resources, like I hope I'm doing now. Yep, there we go. And then I'm on the video section, And Richard has two wonderful videos right here at the top, Curiosity-Based Prospecting and The Secret Formula for Success. And both of these are really wonderful for language. And so as Richard says up here, when you adopt the curiosity-based prospecting approach, you'll show up for your prospects as one of the most interesting people they've ever met. So he just talks about, Wally, what you were saying. You have to be able to talk to people. You once you know what they need or what they want, then you can help them fill it. But if you're just going out there blasting your own project and business, that's not necessarily what they need and want, is to make you successful. So I highly, highly recommend this talk that he did. In fact, both of these talks. And also, when you scroll down a little bit, the Super MLM Man skits, I almost call them, are great. And also, he's got one just little kind of claymation cartoon here about I'm just curious, just asking questions, modeling how to ask questions. So I would highly, highly recommend, when you folks want to take a little time out, put your feet up. Each one of these first videos is about 30 minutes long. Obviously, he did it at a workshop for networkers, but I don't think it was for his own business. Wonderful, wonderful skill building stuff. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm also going to remind you that if you go to that Immunotech page that we were on before, and you scroll down to no, you don't go to the Immunotech. You go to your Immunotech business skills, and you scroll down. This one that says Prospecting Skills with Carl Wilson. Carl Wilson is a pro with Network Marketing University. He did a conference call that Wally organized, I don't know, 8 years ago or something, that I happened to record, and I just think it's some of the best role modeling for how to talk to a person specifically as an Immunotech person. So there's some resources here that are available that you can just kind of live with and absorb over time. And then meanwhile, this is another networker that I highly, highly recommend, very, very skillful person, Eric Worre. It's his website here. And when you go to his products, some of you might have this book. He's written this wonderful GoPro book. And as you can see, you can buy the book, you can buy the audio, or you can buy both. And I must say, I've read the book, and I'm just in the process of listening. I've gone through the audio once, and it's great to hear the stuff live. And there are a few tips he has on different ways to prospect people that I thought it would be fun that Wally said he would help role model tonight. And one of them is, if you are talking to somebody who you know, and for some reason you know something that they need or want. So, Wally, can you turn me into a prospect on that one?
Sure. There's, there's the first one. I suppose let's talk about your warm market. Again, some people don't want to approach their warm market because they don't want to be taking advantage of their friends and so on. I had that before we get into this, Linda. I had that problem actually with a girl in the UK that I just sponsored from Craigslist, and she said, I don't want to go. I don't want to talk to my friends. And I said, her name's Jackie. I said, Jackie, if you open up a shoe store or a hair salon or a health food store, are you not going to phone your friends? Mm-hmm. She says, well, yes, I will. I said, well, what's the difference? You've just opened you just opened your own health food store or your own health business, if you want to call it that. Why wouldn't you invite people to that and let them see what you're up to? So it goes back again to the belief system. Jackie hasn't got her belief where it should be about she doesn't believe that this industry is as powerful as it is and that it is really designed to help people, and she should let her family and friends know. But if you approach your family and friends the wrong way, that's when you're going to get into trouble, and you will belong to that NFL club, no friends left. if you do it the wrong way. And when I first started, Linda, I didn't know what I was doing, so I was very aggressive with sponsoring people, and I did. I indirectly hurt some people, not intentionally, but then now they go across the street when they see me coming.
Oops.
So the proper way is when you're talking to your warm market. So let's try, for example, now let's say if I know Linda really well, she's my best buddy, so I can say anything to her. So the conversation would go really easy. Hey, Linda, it's Wally. You
Hi,
won't
Wally.
believe. Okay, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah.
Hey, Linda,
Hello?
It's Wally. Hey,
Wally,
what do you?
hi.
Yeah, Linda, what's up?
Oh, I'm just hanging around here waiting for you to call.
Yeah. Hey, Linda, we've talked a lot. I mean, you know that I hate my boss, and you know I'm not getting paid enough for what I'm worth. And you know that I'm always on the lookout for something special. Well, guess what? I just found it. And I want you to be part of this fantastic opportunity. Give me your credit card. I'm going to sign you up. Let's get together, and I'm going to show you how to get rich. Now, you can say that to your best friend, and they'll either tell you to go jump in the lake, or they're going to be excited with you and say, okay, let's get together at Starbucks and let's show me what you're doing, and I'll bring my credit card. You can do that. I mean, I did that with a couple of best friends. They didn't sign up, but you can say that to your best friend, and they will still be your best friend as long as you don't get stupid and get mad at them if they don't sign up. So of course, don't do that. Yeah. So now this is Linda number 2, who I know relatively well. So ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hello.
Hey, Linda, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Is this Wally?
This is Wally. We haven't talked in a long time, Linda. Linda, this is a business call. Before we get there, though, how's hubby and the kids? Everybody okay?
Oh, everybody's doing great, thank you.
Okay, good. As I mentioned, this is a business call. Linda, we've talked before, and you know that I'm not happy with my situation, with my income, and that I've always wanted to put my kids through private school, and I've come across a business that I'm very excited about, and and you and I have talked before, and I'm just wondering, Linda, have you ever given some thought to creating some extra income outside of what you're doing? Has that ever cropped up in your mind?
Well, it has, but I don't know. It's got to be worth the effort. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And hey, this might not be for you, Linda, what I'm doing, but you've been around the block, Linda. You've been very successful in a lot of things that you've done. And I was trying to find somebody that of your status, of your skills, and see if you have a level of interest of maybe creating some extra income. What kind of income would you want to make, Linda? What would get you excited? How much money would you want to make on a part-time basis?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I love the work that I do, but Wally, I would love to be able to look ahead like 10 years and think I could retire and not be a bag lady.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you're so long term. You're thinking 10 years down the road, you want some second income stream. Is that what you're saying?
10 years down the road, I want a primary income stream because I don't want to do what I'm doing now. It will be too much for me.
Okay, so on a part-time basis, if how much would you want to make now on a part-time basis?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's say $1,000 a month.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. There's a lot of people in this industry who make that $1,000 a month. And how many hours would you devote to making that on a say a weekly basis?
Does it have to be like a stretch of hours, or can I?
No, this is the nice part about this business, Linda. You can do it whenever you want. You can do it around your family's needs. After a job, you can do it on the weekends, evenings, whatever suits your. Whenever you have free time. So.
Oh well, I don't know. I'd say 8 or 10 hours. Is that worth anything?
Okay. Well, 10 to 15 is nicer.
Okay.
But if 8 is all you've got, then we can work with 8. But when you get excited about the potential here, you might go to 10 to 15 hours. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, right now, what would you do with $1,000? What would $1,000 do for you?
Oh. I mean, right now there's a bunch of things just around the house that, they're not essential, but it would sure be nice to replace them if I had some mad money. And I want to go on vacation later this year. It'd be nice to do that with a clear conscience.
Okay, so spending a little extra on the house and
Yeah.
holiday,
Yeah.
so that all makes sense. All right, so Linda, here's the question: if I could show you how to make that extra $1,000, would you, maybe meet with me at Starbucks and we could sit down and I could show you what we're doing?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm pretty
Or
busy
here,
this week. Could we do it next week?
sure, we can do it whenever you want, whatever fits your schedule.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, that's one way of doing it. Linda, if I could show you how to make that extra $1,000, would you have a look at this website? And then I'll give you a call back tomorrow, and we can discuss it.
Sure. Oh, that'd be great.
A third
Working
way
in my pajamas. That's my favorite.
is your favorite. A third way is, of course, if there happens to be a meeting around. Hey, Linda, if I could show you how to make that $1,000, would you be willing to go to a meeting with me? There's one in Toronto this coming weekend or 2 weeks from now, and you can get a bigger picture of what's going on. Would you be up to that?
Well, I can certainly put the time, but I'm a little concerned about what it's going to cost.
Okay.
Do these meetings cost? Do you have to pay an admission or something?
No, the meetings are free. There's no charge for the meetings. They're strictly information meetings, and there's no pressure, of course. It just gives you, it creates the bigger picture for you, so you can really see the potential of making that extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, and eventually, up to $5,000 a month or more, so that you can retire with a serious residual income.
Huh. Well, I think it would be worth the time. Sure, I'll go.
Okay. Can I ask you another question, Linda?
Sure.
If I could show you how to make that $1,000, would you be willing to invest $250 in your future to create that $1,000 a month?
Well, I'm open enough to go to the meeting, so obviously, sure. If it's something that I can see the value in, absolutely, something I feel good about.
Okay. All right, so those are the different ways that you can, probably the easiest way for most people is just to send them to the website. Now, that Discover Your Wealth is a good site that you can send somebody to. And then the important thing, of course, is to follow up after. And if you're brand new at this thing, the way this would go, hey, Linda, if I could show you how to make that $1,000, would you have a look at this website? And can I call you tomorrow? And you say, sure. And one more question, Linda. Because I'm new at this, Linda, what I'd like to do is have my associate, who has made a lot of money, has been very successful in this business, would it be okay if I have him or her on the phone with me when we call you so we can answer your questions properly? Would that be okay?
Sure, that's okay.
Okay. Always ask permission if you bring your upline or somebody else on the phone with you. Don't surprise your potential prospect with a second person on the line, because then they're going to put up their defenses and probably not listen as well as they should. And always you should edify the person you're bringing on the phone. Make them sound like they are the professional. I mean, if you're brand new at this, you don't have any credibility other than the relationship that you have between you and the prospect. As far as the business goes or the product or any of that kind of stuff, you don't have that credibility yet. So you use your upline to give you that credibility. So, if you want to use somebody like myself who's made a lot of money, you can use me and just say, look, I'll get my associate Wally on the phone. Guy's made gazillions of dollars, a nice guy. He's good looking, he's young. No, I'm just joking.
But he's not single.
Yeah, he's single, yeah.
He's not single.
So edify your upline, whoever it is, and pick out some dynamic things about your upline, whatever assets they might have, and just ask for permission that you can have them on the line with you. And then, of course, let your upline do the presentation or the close or ask the questions for you, and you listen, so that you become as effective at, for the lack of a better word, closing or bringing that person into the family. Great. Okay.
What about prospecting up, Wally? I can think of some people I'd like to talk to, but I feel like, oh my goodness, they are so much more business oriented than me. I don't know how to do it.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hello.
Hey, Linda, how are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, Linda. It's Wally Kralik, and we met. I think at Chamber and Commerce meeting or Sales and Ad meeting sometime a long time ago. Do you have a couple of minutes that I could just ask you a couple of questions?
If it's brief.
Okay, Linda. I was impressed with our conversation. And you've been very successful in owning a car dealership. And Linda, I've just started my own business. And what I'd like to do, if with your permission, if you could help me out a little bit, if I could send you a website. I know it's going to take you a couple of minutes, but I would really appreciate it, as I say, because you've been so successful. If I could send you a website that you could take a look at, and can I call you tomorrow? Tell me what you think. Does it make sense? Is it worthwhile business to get involved in? Could you do me that favor? I would really appreciate it.
Okay. I'm not really looking for something right now myself.
Oh well, no, I'm not. This isn't for you. I know this is not a business for you, Linda, because you've been very successful at your other business. I'm just asking for your professional opinion because you've been successful. I just want you to review this website. It's going to take you maybe 8 minutes, and then I'll give you a call tomorrow and catch up with you and just tell me if you think it's a good way to start a business. This website, would that be okay?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that for you.
Okay, and what Linda was alluding to, it was another way of saying, Linda, this business isn't for you, but that's the third one. Let me back up.
Yep.
This is Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hello.
Hey, Linda, it's Wally Kralik. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good, Linda. You've been the reason why I called you is because I've always been impressed with your skills, with your ability. You've been a phenomenal teacher, and I hear so many good things about you. Linda, I was just wondering, would you give me your opinion of a website that I'd like to send you? It's going to take you about 8 minutes to look at. And then keep in mind, in the back of your mind, I know this isn't for you, and I'm not asking you, but you might know somebody that would like to make an extra $2,000-3,000 a month on a part-time basis. So again, my question or my favor, I'm asking you a favor. Would you have a look at this website? And is it okay if I call you tomorrow? And maybe you might know somebody who might be interested in a business like this.
Sure, that's fair. Absolutely.
Okay, and the reason why Lynn and I are doing that is because you phone somebody and you tell them right up front that you don't want them in the business. But what might happen is their wife or their spouse or whatever, they might want to be in the business. So if they have a look at the website and they know they're not being pressured to join, all they're being asked is for their opinion. If you give somebody a compliment, ask them for a little favor. People don't mind helping other people. Especially if they know you a little bit. Hey, Linda, I've been struggling, as you know, because we spoke there about 4 months ago, and I'm driving this old junker, and I did want to get a new car, and I've come across something that I think I can do it. So I would like your professional opinion because you've been successful. I know this is not a business for you, of course. This is something for me to create myself an extra, $2,000-3,000 a month part-time income. So would you have a look at it, and then you might know somebody who'd be open to creating an extra income. Would you do that for me?
Could I just ask you a quick question, Wally?
Sure.
If I look at that and it looks like it might help me buy the boat that I've had my eye on, would you mind if I was interested myself?
Hey, you'd really be interested in a second income stream?
I don't know, but boy, I'm sure interested in that boat. I'll tell you.
Well, I know I don't personally know, but I know a lot of people have got phenomenal boats and phenomenal cars in this industry. So there's no reason why a person of your skills, Linda, couldn't have that boat. Sure, I'd love to. You know what I'd like to do, Linda, if I could, because I'm relatively new at this. I have there's some people on my team that have made a lot of money. I could get them on the phone and tell you exactly how it works, or you have a look at that website first, and then I'll have that person on the phone when we call back. Would that be okay?
Sure. Why don't I do the website, and then we can talk to your friend.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Linda.
Beautiful. Click. That was easy.
Okay,
so one more before we wrap it up. I'm the waitress who just served you, and I was lovely.
Yeah, I mean those. Wherever you go, I think all our goals in life should be to make somebody happier, because you exist, because you came into their life. Be it in a restaurant, pumping gas or wherever you are, see if you can compliment somebody. I try wherever I go. I try to get somebody to smile. I make that kind of and I don't do it to sign them up to get into further conversation. I just like giving out good energy because the more people you make feel better, you in turn will get some good things coming into your life. So if you just had a nice meal, or somebody's done something nice for you, be it at a salon or a dry cleaner or whatever. If you can give them a compliment, especially in a restaurant, it's the easiest probably. And if they have a name on their thing and say, "Hey, Mary, you were fantastic here. You took phenomenal care of myself and my associate here. You've done an excellent job. I just want to thank you for that." And hey, Mary, do you mind if I ask you a question? Mary, are you 100% happy with this particular job that you've got here?
Well, it's paying the bills.
Excellent. A person with your skills, especially because you're such a sociable person, and you do such a nice job, and you give out such nice good energy. I could show you, if you're interested, how to create some extra income on the side. Could that be of interest?
Well, I certainly can't quit my job.
No, definitely not.
Looking?
Yeah, and really, we shouldn't even be talking about here because I know you're busy. But if you do have a level of interest, you can do one or two things here. Here's my card. Call me when you're free. Or why don't you give me your email address and I'll send you some information. They might not want to give you their phone number because they don't know who you are. Right. But you could say, if you want, you're welcome to give me your number or your email address. I'll send you some information. If you like it, we'll get together and, we can meet tomorrow or the next day at Timmy's here or wherever you want. And I'll show you how to create that extra income. Would that be okay, Linda?
Sure. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Okay. So, always ask a person, hey, you've done a fantastic job for me. Are you 100% happy with what you're doing here? If you go into a store, like a shoe store, for example, and the person comes up to you and would you like to try on a pair of shoes? No, I'm just looking. And then that person still hangs around and you say, how's business? Have you been busy today? And the person says, well, not really, or whatever. Start conversation with that person with the idea that you're going to find out if they're happy in the store. And then you can say, do you mind me asking, is this your store here? And they say, well, no, not really. I said, oh, so have you been working here a long time? Yeah, I've been here 3 years. How do you like your job? Well, so. Why? You don't really like the job? Well, why don't you like it? Well, I hate smelly feet. Oh, really? Well, you know how you can start a conversation like that. They just ask the person, are you happy here? Yeah, and if they're the owner, say, are you the owner? He says, yeah, I am. He says, this is going to be expensive in this mall. How's business in this mall? He says, well, it's not bad. I know you've got a nice store and you've got a good business here, Joe. But, hey, Joe, if I could show you to make some extra money on the side here, on top of what you're making here, would that be of interest to you? Sure. All the guy can say is yes or no. And he says, if they say yes, I say, look, I don't want to take up your time here because a customer could come in, but do you mind giving me your email address? I'll send you a website, and then I'll give you a call and, answer any of your questions and see if you want to take the next step. Would that be okay, Joe?
Sure, that's fair.
Okay. Don't see if you practice enough of that lingo, you can say that to anybody, and always talk to the person with you don't care if they sign up or not. You are there to serve them. You are there to help them. That's your intention, not to make yourself richer, not for you to sign them up. You want to help them. And if you come across that way, the subconscious mind will pick that up. They'll sense it, and they'll be receptive to you if you are interested in them and ask them those extra questions. Okay, Linda?
Makes a lot of sense. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I think we should close up in a moment. Is there maybe one question that anybody has while we've got Wally before we stop our recording? Going? No questions.
Well, I have a question. Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Well, Wally, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure, and we can do this again.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Wally.
Okay. You're
I'll
welcome.
just turn this off. Hold on a moment, please.